What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the WrestleMania 40 review. I am back from my trip. I'm recording this at about 6:30 on Monday, so a little bit late for this to go up today, so it's going to go up tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Guys, I cannot put it into words how much fun this event was to see in person. I got a lot of photos, too many to actually go up there. I didn't have the best view for night one, and my night two view was good. Obviously not as good as this image that I found here of the stage and everything was, but an absolutely electric evening, man. I loved every moment of it. I got so many videos and stuff, pictures, merchandise. I got this hat, which was really cool. I also got a beanie that was really cool. And then I also got a t-shirt. I got a jacket, one of my light thin jackets that I like a lot. I got a cup, signature cup, which was really cool. So anyway, the point is I had a fucking blast seeing this live. However, I have not had the time to rewatch it yet. I want to rewatch it with commentary and everything like that to see if my opinion on these matches changes. However, that's not what we're going to review it on today. We are going to review this based on the live reactions that I have from this event. So, my opinions on some of these matches may change up or down once I hear it on commentary. There's one match in particular that I wasn't crazy about, but I've heard was 10 times better if you watch it on commentary. So we'll talk about that, but I am going to stick with my rating that I gave it based on what I saw. Now, we have a special edition of the review here. Mostly that additional one at the end there. My buddy John went with us. He was from North Carolina. He has family in Jersey, which is like an hour away from Philly. So he came with us to the event. So I actually have his ratings as well as Rob's off on the side. And given that I wanted to simplify this as much as I could, we used all numbers, no A through Fs. We used all numbers here to discuss this review. So, John and Rob's ratings are over there. John is going to be first, Rob is going to be second, and we are going to take the average of the three. So I actually have a calculator up so I can actually make sure that I get an accurate average. So, we have the calculator here. We have the WrestleMania. I'm actually going to hide it behind here just, for optics reasons. But I am going to stick with it. We're going to take the average of the three that we have. So, we are going to start things off with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Now, as you can see, John and Rob weren't crazy about this. Now, there is one thing to be perfectly clear on. Becky Lynch entered this match, apparently, with a 102-degree fever and strep throat. Rhea Ripley had a panic attack beforehand. I don't know what caused it. It could be a number of things, but they were rocky coming in. Motionless in White coming in playing Rhea's theme song was fucking amazing and a great way to kick off WrestleMania. Becky Lynch looked amazing as far as attire goes, but you could tell in the match that she was a little bit slower to obviously get going. But personally, had I not found out that she was sick after the fact, I would have never known. I fucking loved this match. I thought it was a banger. I thought these two worked great together. And the fact that one of them was sick and one of them wasn't feeling great before this match started, and they still put on a fucking banger, in my opinion, blows my mind. And I want to see these two run it back. I would love to see a rematch of these two at Backlash with Becky Lynch healthy. I would love that. However, I do have a feeling her and Seth will be taking some time off. That's just a personal hunch. We'll find out tonight as of recording this. Obviously, I'm recording this before Raw After Mania, so a lot of this could change at that point, but I'd be curious to see where she's going to go from here. As far as this match goes, I loved it. I gave this match a fucking 9. I thought this match was a banger. Maybe it's my love for Rhea Ripley that obviously makes me think her matches are better than they are, but I gave this match a 9. But, of course, John gave it a 6, Rob gave it a 7, so that divided by 3 is going to average out to a 7.33 or a 7. We'll round it down. Obviously, we're working with 3 people's numbers here, so we're going to round it down to a 7. Still a great match. It was a great opener, especially given the fact that Becky Lynch was sick the entire time. I'd love to see these two run it back. Next up, we have the 6-pack ladder match. The teams were... gosh, I actually didn't write these down, but I know them. We have Awesome Truth, which is obviously Miz and R-Truth. Damian Priest and Finn Balor with Judgment Day. New Catch Republic. We have DIY. We have the New Day, which were the only team that really didn't shine in this match. And then we have A-Town Down and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. A-Town Down, which was Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I thought this match was fucking amazing. The spots were great. R-Truth getting the hot tag at WrestleMania in a ladder match was great. The fact that you split the titles, best idea they've had in a long time. I kind of wanted it to be DIY and Awesome Truth, but I understand why you gave it to Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They've been a great team together. They've taken their licks, so it's nice to see them get this one. And I knew Awesome Truth was going to win. You've set that up. R-Truth has never had a WrestleMania moment. He's lost every Mania he's been in. So it was great to see R-Truth get that win. The fact that he was shocked, The Miz was shocked that he was getting cheered. R-Truth talking about how much of a highlight it was for his career. They both deserved it. I thought everyone in this match, except really the New Day, had a chance to shine in this match. I thought the New Day were just kind of here to take some bumps. They didn't really have a highlight spot. But otherwise, everything else clicked. I love the finish. I'm happy with the teams that won. I gave this match 8 out of 10, and so did both John and Rob. So this is going to be really easy. 8's across the board, so an 8 it will be. Loved it. Next up, we have the Lucha Libre matchup between Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. I love this match. It was the LWO Civil War because it wasn't just them. You had Legado de Fantasma, you had LWO, you had Carlito, you had Zelina Vega, you have... I keep wanting to say Eve Torres. It's not her name, and I feel bad I don't know her name yet. She is a bit newer. But you had her, like, everything in this match was present. You had the LWO Civil War that you wanted to have, but I thought it was just okay to start. I thought the match was a 5 out of 10 for the longest point until shit went chaotic. When the LWO got involved, and you had that slingshot off the rope onto everybody, the crowd started getting into it. Everyone started getting a bit more into the match overall. Then you had fucking Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, hence John's point. John is a very big Eagles fan, which is why he was so happy to go to the link. But John fucking had a massive pop for Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, which actually increased his enjoyment of the match overall. I gave this match a 7 out of 10. I thought this match was a 7 once things started going. John gave it a 6 because obviously the Eagles got involved. Rob, unimpressed overall, gave it a 4 out of 10. So yeah, let's see what this averages out to. I gave it a 7. Rob gave it a 4. John gave it a 6. So you're looking at a 17 before we... I'll put it over here so you guys can see it. We're looking at a 17, 5.66. That's going to end up kicking it up to a 6. So, not terrible, not great, but, a 6 it is. It will be fine there. As soon as I can find it on here. There you are. A 6. Next up we have the Usos. Jimmy and Jay Uso. I was severely disappointed. I need to rewatch it on TV to see if I like it better. But based on the Twitter reactions, I won't. It was rough, man. It was really rough. It was super kicks, splashes, the Jimmy, begging the Jay segment that almost ended up resulting in the L for Jay. The spear was nice, but it wasn't his best spear. It was a very weak spear. Matter of fact, he had a 10 times better spear, the main event of night 2, which we'll get to in a little bit. But honestly, this match was extremely disappointing. I gave it a 4 out of 10 because I enjoy just the drama of the scene was enough for me to at least give it a C minus. As you can see, Rob and John all agree. We gave it 4s across the board. It was a very disappointing match overall, based on what I was expecting coming in. Did not land. Next up, we have the 6-woman tag match, which is Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, which, good God, her outfit. Kairi Sane, good God, her makeup. And Asuka, good God, her makeup. She was a scary woman in there. But honestly, it did its job. I feel like the Jade and Company versus Damage Control match did its job. It established Jade Cargill as a powerhouse. Gave Bianca Belair something to do. Gave Naomi another WrestleMania moment. She is, I believe, undefeated at WrestleMania. I think she's 4-0, if I'm not mistaken. Or close to it. I'm not sure. But she's got a very good record. Obviously, Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania. And I guess technically now Jade Cargill's undefeated. She's 1-0. I feel bad for Asuka. She's the opposite. She's 0-6. I thought Dakota Kai looked good. It was basically a chance for Dakota Kai to take some major bumps to test her knee, which obviously worked out great. She was in phenomenal shape. Kairi Sane looked great, but ultimately this match was not given enough time to really cook. This match should have been given 15 to 20 minutes. You have 6 of your top stars in this match, effectively, and you only gave them 11 minutes to do anything with. It didn't result in anything outside of showing Jade Cargill being a powerhouse, so I gave this match a 6 because I liked what I saw but felt like it could have been more. As you can see, both John and Rob gave it 5s, so after everything is said and done, we're looking at a 5.33. So it's going to end up dropping down to that 5, so it's an average match. Okay, again, it was okay for what we got. Could have been a lot more. John even said on the car ride home that he expected this match to be given 20 minutes, given who was all here. And they got like 11. They got half of what they should have gotten. So that hurt it a lot. I will say that whip crack, God, I don't know how it sounded on y'all's TVs, but that shit was loud for me. And on night 1, I was on the fucking top row in the end zone. I was the farthest away from the ring I could be, and it still sounded like it was next to me. I have no idea how loud it was for you guys watching at home. Next up we have Gunther versus Sammy. A fucking classic. I knew that this match was going to be a 5-star classic when I knew who was in the match. Gunther only puts on bangers, Sammy only puts on bangers, and I got a fucking banger. I love this match so much. It was a euphoric ending. I went hoarse on this match alone. I screamed my heart out and almost cried over Sami Zayn winning. I know. Call me names all you want. I love Sami Zayn. I love this match. It was so much fun to witness live. It was so much fun to see a brain buster in the WWE. That was old El Generico before he passed away, if you guys know the lore. It's El Generico was Sami Zayn, but obviously lore-wise, K-Fob-wise, he died. He was Sami Zayn's trainer, if you will. But anyway, him pulling that trick out of the bag was great. Gunther finally showing his cockiness got the better of him, which if you've paid attention to Gunther over the last few months, it's been showing. He showed it against Jay and would have lost against Jay if Jimmy didn't interfere. So this did not come out of nowhere like some people think it did. But now, Gunther can go on to the main event scene. Sami Zayn has the title he deserves. I can't wait to see where they go with that. Anyway, I gave this match a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. It was a classic to me. Rob and John disagree slightly. They didn't think it was obviously the 5-star classic that I thought it was, but a 9 and an 8 is still going to end up leaving it as a pretty positive number here. So a 9 out of 10. It actually evens out exactly to a 9 out of 10. So still an A. Still a great match. I thought it was a classic. They didn't, but hey, it's fine. Next up, you have the main event of night 1, which was the best tag match of all time as it was taglined. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and The Rock. Seth Rollins finally gets his main event. The Rock is finally back in action. And they fucking went on for 45 minutes. A full hour if you include their entrances. I have to say, I must apologize to The Rock. I didn't think he had it. I didn't think he had the stamina to do a full match. And this man went 45 minutes. Seth Rollins sold his ass off. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns put on a hell of a banger. It was so funny, this shot, for you guys watching at home, when when Rock and Seth are fighting around the arena, Cody and Roman are beating each other's ass all the way up the ramp onto the XL sign. Like, Cody Rhodes bounced Roman off the L. You guys didn't see none of that because the camera stayed on Seth and Rock. But they beat the shit out of each other up the ramp. It was great for us. I loved the match overall. The entire final 20 minutes was insane. The Rock made everyone who said he couldn't last eat their words. It was great. He never looked winded until the very end. The ending was phenomenal. Rock sold the final boss persona to an elite level. Him beating Cody Rhodes was perfect. It set up the ending of the main event of night 2. It was great. It was an extremely, extremely slow start. So I gave it a 9, as did John and Rob. We all gave it a 9 because of that slow start. But let me tell you, I still thoroughly enjoyed that match, and I thoroughly enjoyed seeing The Rock back in action full time. As you can see based on this card, night 1, not the best. Not the greatest event ever. If this was a normal WrestleMania, it would have been a very average WrestleMania. But this is not your average WrestleMania because we have a night 2 that might be one of the greatest events I've ever seen in my entire life, live or on television. So let's break it down. Starting with Drew versus Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins with a Priest cash-in to boot. I thought this match was an 8 out of 10 until the post-match stuff and the cash-in. It bumped it up to a 9 for me. I loved Drew McIntyre coming out the gun with a Claymore. And everyone's like, I made Seth Rollins look weak. Seth Rollins ate 4 Claymores. He didn't go down to the 5th. Meanwhile, Drew fucking survived 3 goddamn stomps, and one of those was a stomp to the fucking table. The match was excellent. It was obviously fast-paced. It wasn't a whole lot of long, drawn-out sections. It was a fast-paced match, a borderline finisher spam, if I'm honest. But still, both of them looked incredible in this match. Drew wins off a 5th Claymore. He finally gets his moment to celebrate his champion in front of fans. And then CM Punk gets in his head again. He goes out. He gets intimidated by CM Punk. He shows the title. He flaunts it. He brags about it. CM Punk trips him up. Takes off the brace. Beats his ass with it. And Damian Priest finally does what we've been begging him to do and take advantage of a wounded champion. He rushes in. I mean, the man ran fast. I mean, that man was like 6 steps down the ramp. Like, he was booking it to do this cash-in. The best South of Heaven he's ever hit. Ever. In his entire career. To get the pinfall and win his first World Heavyweight Championship. Listen, I know there's a lot of polarizing opinions about Damian Priest, about whether he's championship material or not, but I'll tell you right now, if you book that man strong, he can be scary. And I cannot wait to see what they do with him during this run. I don't know if they turn Judgment Day face. I don't know if they turn him face. I don't know if they're going to start the Damian Priest versus Finn Balor program that they've been teasing for years, or well, a year anyway. I don't know where they're going to go with it. And I think that's the best part, is I don't know where they're going to go with it. Everything now is unpredictable, if I'm going to be honest. But I cannot wait to see what they do with him. I think he deserves this run. That cash-in bumped this up to a 9 out of 10 for me. John said this match was, in his opinion, the best match of the night outside of the main event, so he gave this match a 10 out of 10. Rob gave this match a 9 out of 10, so with a 10 plus a 9 plus a 9, we divide this out and we get a 9.33. So it's going to end up falling to a 9, much to, I'm sure, John's chagrin, but still a fantastic match. 9s are good. These are excellent matches. These are great matches. They're just maybe a shy away from being a unanimous classic, but they're still great matches. Good. This is where it starts getting average. Anything above it's good. So a 9 out of 10 is absolutely fantastic for them. Next up, we have the 6-man street fight between Lashley and the Prophets, or the Pride is how they call themselves here. And we have Karrion Kross and AOP, or the Final Testament. I gave this match a 6 out of 10. Much more fun match than I expected it was going to be. I love Bubba Ray being the guest ref. I love the get the table spot, and D'Angelo Dawkins doing the Devon Dudley spot where he does the headbutt into the crotch area. The fucking prettiest 5-star frog splash in the business right now on a cross through a table. Lashley picks up the win. I thought Kross looked good too here. I thought AOP looked good here as well. All the action around the ring, the beating the ever-loving piss out of people. But this is the match that I've heard is better if you listen to commentary. Apparently Snoop Dogg absolutely sent this match over the moon with his commentary, and everyone fucking loved it. So from what I've been reading and a couple of my friends' accounts, I need to at least rewatch this match, because my friend said I'll probably raise it up an entire point if I listen to Snoop Dogg's commentary. But I'm not basing this off of that. I'm basing this off of what I saw. I gave it a 6. Rob gave it a 6. John gave it a 5. 2 6s are obviously going to make it average out to like a 5.66. So I don't need to calculate it for this one. It's going to be a 6. That's where it's going to go. Overall, much better than I was expecting it to be. Next up, we have LA Knight, versus AJ Styles. LA Knight's WrestleMania debut, and it went exactly what he needed. These two put on a fucking classic, in my opinion. A great match. Great coming out party for LA Knight. AJ Styles looked as good as he has ever. Like, finally, AJ Styles gets a good fucking WrestleMania match. I thought all the spots they did, they came out guns blasting. This is what a blood feud should look like. This is what a rivalry should look like. This is what two people who fucking hate each other should look like. The spot on the concrete, the excellent fucking DDT, AJ Styles kicking and jumping and leaping and flipping like he hasn't in years. They brought up the best in each other. It was missing that one WrestleMania spot, so I gave this match an 8 out of 10. Rob and John both gave this match 7s, so it's going to end up bringing it down to a 7 with the two of them there. But it's still a great match. I loved it. I thought this is exactly what it should have been. And yeah, it may be missing like the LA Knight elbow drop that John mentioned when we were talking about it in the car, but it was still a great match and exactly what these two needed, and I can't wait to see if they continue this rivalry past WrestleMania or if this one stops at WrestleMania. Next up, we have Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in a fucking classic. An absolute wow, I can't talk. A chaotic, just absolutely phenomenal fucking match. The spots were great. KO and Randy Orton teaming up on Logan to begin the match before they realized, oh shit, yeah, we're competing with each other. It was a great spot too. They both drop him. They both go for the pin, and that's when they realize, oh, we're gonna have to fight too. And it was like they did it, but there was like no malice to it. It was just like, hey, we're fighting for a championship, so we gotta take this seriously. It was great. I hope these two don't have bad blood. It didn't seem like they did after the main event of night 2. It looks like they're both in the ring together, so I would love to see RKO be a fucking tag team. They could be a great fucking tag team on SmackDown. I would love to see it. I think they could be extremely dominant. I think they could win the tag team titles. A fantastic spot for them. I loved the fucking RKO on IShowSpeed. Fuck IShowSpeed, by the way. I fucking hate that he was in this match, but he killed him. That fucking kick felt personal. The RKO, IShowSpeed, I will give him his flowers. The man looked like he died on that table. I love the finish, with Randy Orton RKOing him, Kevin Owens, and then Logan Paul throwing him out the ring and then doing the splash onto Kevin Owens for the win. I thought it was a creative finish. I thought that Randy Orton teasing that punt kick was exciting. It was fun. He didn't do it, unfortunately. But the fact that he was almost willing to go there because of Logan Paul was a great spot. I also think it slightly teased a Randy Orton heel turn, which, I'm recording this before Monday night after Raw, Raw after Mania, so I've got no idea if he'll get that heel turn tonight, but I would love to see it. Anyway, overall, I gave his match a 9 out of 10. As you can see, John agreed, gave his match a 9 out of 10. Rob gave it an 8, but 2 9s is going to end up making it average a 9, so that's where it's going to go. Another banger on this card. They might not be 10-star classics or 5-star 10 out of 10 classics. Still, great matches. Also, I apologize if I'm stumbling over my words. I'm recovering my voice. So I probably shouldn't be talking this much. I'm probably going to lose it again here soon. I can already feel it getting scratchy, so I apologize for me stumbling over my words, but I completely blew it out this weekend, as I think could have been expected. Next up we have Bayley versus Io Sky. I understand that John and Rob gave this match 9s, so I know where it's going to go. It deserves a 10. This is arguably one of the best women's matches of all time. I have no problem saying that. Sure, you can make a case for recency bias, but these two were fucking amazing. Io Sky pulled shit out that she hasn't done in the WWE. She pulled out stardom moves that she hasn't done in years. The moon stomp that she tried to do on Bayley before Bayley rolled out the way after the two moonsaults. She has a move called the moon stomp, and she tried to hit that shit. She hasn't done that in the WWE yet, but she was willing to go there to beat Bayley. The rose plant, fucking beautiful. The rose plant counter where she hit her and she flipped out of it, that shit was insane. These two pulled things out that I haven't seen Bayley or Io Sky do in years. An absolute phenomenal match. Bayley gets rewarded for 2 years of putting over other talent and being the locker room leader that she is, being the amazing person that she is. I can't wait. I hope this face run goes for a while. Regardless, I gave the match a 10 out of 10. I know it's not going to go there. It's going to go to a 9 because both John and Rob gave it a 9. But I would like it on record that I gave this match a 10 out of 10 as well, because it was that goddamn good. If it was just me and Rob, it would get moved to a 10. But unfortunately, we added a third person for some reason because I'm an idiot and don't plan these things out. So I can't get my way. No, but joking aside, another 9 on this card, as you can tell. This card shaped up amazingly after night 2. Night 2 was all bangers. And speaking of bangers, we have the finale. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And Bloodline rules, because Rock and Roman won night 1. So I knew going in that this was going to be an overbooked clusterfuck. And it wasn't. It was a phenomenal match for 25 minutes. An absolute amazing match. Easily the best Roman Reigns match I've ever seen. Easily the best Cody Rhodes match I've ever seen. Roman Reigns knew his reign was ending tonight. And he was convinced that he was going to put on moves that no one has seen in a very long time. He pulled out shield moves. He fucking did a crossroads. He did a perfect suplex, like the perfect plex. He hit moves that he hasn't hit in years. He hit moves that he's never done before. Roman Reigns defeated the I Can't Wrestle allegations in one fucking night. And then, of course, Bloodline rules happened. Jimmy Uso comes in and super kicks Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso comes out and they have a 15-second spot that blows their WrestleMania match out the water. The spear off the stage was fucking amazing. From my point of view, I'm on the hard cam side, up above it on the second row, the second level. So from my angle, I can't see the table. So from us, they disappear. It looks like he speared that man into the abyss, which made it that much cooler to witness. Then Solo comes out, and John fucking Cena. I got to see John Cena live comes out to get his lick back from Crown Jewel where Solo Sikoa took him out. AA's Roman Reigns, AA's Solo, onto the fucking announce table, takes him out. And then The Rock comes out. And you have Rock and Cena and a stare down between each other. It was electric. Which is so funny because we bitched about this match 10 years ago. 12 years ago. We didn't want this match. We hated this match back then. We want that bitch now. It's crazy how wrestling works, isn't it? You never want what you have until you can't have it anymore. And then you want it back. Which is so funny to me. But this was fucking amazing. The rock bottom hits. Cena rolls out the ring. He goes to get the belt. Seth Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins was the MVP of the whole weekend, by the way. He lost his main event, lost his title, then gets Superman punched before he ever gets a chance to do anything here. Also, Cody Rhodes has a chance to finish the story because Seth Rollins comes out to the Shield music and in the Shield gear, which he knew was Roman Reigns' weakness. 4 years, Roman Reigns has shown no chinks in the armor except one time. Think back, Royal Rumble 2022. He puts the Anaconda Vice grip on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins grabs the ropes. He gets disqualified and loses. Doesn't lose the title, but he loses. And he says there, I can't let go. He won't let me let go. He's talking about the Shield. Seth Rollins comes in his Shield gear, and what does Roman Reigns do? Superman punch immediately. Drops him. The Rock gets ready to take out Seth Rollins, and the gong hits. And The Undertaker comes out. And I lost my shit. I was jumping, hugging people I've never met before in my entire life. Damn near leaped over the seat in front of me. It was amazing. I would have loved for it to have been Stone Cold. Maybe they couldn't get it to work out. I will never, ever complain about seeing one of my Mount Rushmore live in person. Again, I haven't seen him live in like 13 years. But I got to see the fucking Undertaker live. That's a dream for me, man. That's a dream for me. He hits the chokeslam on The Rock, disappears, and then Roman Reigns has to make a choice. You have the chair that Seth Rollins brought in. You can hit Cody and win, and you can hit Seth and get your frustrations out. And he picks Seth in the exact same fashion that Seth picked him in 2014. Hits him with the chair. Seth falls the exact same way. Cody Rhodes finishes the story. Cinema. It was beautiful. Perfect. Down to the last drop, as Homelander would say. It was great. Listen, was this the best main event of all time? You can make your bets. You can have your preferences. Is this always going to hold a special place in my heart because I got to see this live? 100%. There's going to be some bias here for me for the rest of my life because I got to see this live. I got to see 17 live, but that was on television. I was in attendance for this one. This one's always going to hold a special place for me, and I don't think that I'm wrong for believing that. I think everyone's allowed to have their preference. But the fact that I got to see all of this live is always going to keep this match in a very high standing for me. So, I don't think there's any argument this is a 5-star match. I don't think there's any argument this is a 10 out of 10. All three of us agree it's a 10 out of 10. Now, if you want to say this is a 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, and this is like the greatest main event of all time for so many different reasons, the end of an era, the start of a new era, there's so many ways you could cut it to make it work. But overall, great fucking match, man. Just absolute phenomenal. But with all that said, it's time to do what we always do and average out this event. So bear with me one moment. Overall, this WrestleMania averages out to a 7.54. That's the best. I don't believe that 7.54. Let me see what WrestleMania 39 was. I don't think WrestleMania was a 6.67. I don't think I have another WrestleMania event that's better than a 7.54. This is amazing. This is easily one of the best WrestleManias of all time overall. Night 2 by itself is one of the best WrestleManias of all time. The only match on Night 2 that wasn't amazing was the street fight, which was still fun. Everything else is the 9 or a 10 or the 7 with AJ Styles. There's no complaints in this match. It pisses me off that Logan Paul is so good at this still. But man, this is an incredible event. I love seeing it live. I would love to see WrestleMania again live, even though it was very expensive to do this. I would love to see another WrestleMania live again, but honestly, this is a bucket list item for me. I hope you all enjoyed it. I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for being a part of now 40 WrestleManias in 40 days. And I will see all of you guys next time. If you guys are on Twitch, I will be live tonight, the night this goes up. And I will be live for the foreseeable future. I'll be back on a normal schedule with the exception of this coming weekend. I'll be gone. But yeah, guys, I'm so excited to be back doing content on a regular basis. Subscribe if you're not. If you like wrestling content, I am going to be doing more wrestling related content in the future just because of how well this did. And I'm also obviously going to be doing more gaming content here as well. Obviously, like I said on WrestleMania 39, not weekly, but I'll be back on a regular basis. So until then, guys, you all have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.